Hello everyone, and welcome to Amnesia: The Dark Descent. This is an absolutely terrifying game by a company called Frictional Games. It's pretty exciting because Frictional Games is about to release another game, and this one was so awesome that the anticipation for the next game is very high. But this is one of my favorite horror games of all time, and so I wanted to go through it and show everyone what it involves. So first we'll create a player profile. This is a bad idea. I say this is a bad idea because this game is absolutely terrifying and it is going to scare me a lot. I know. I've never beaten it. I've gotten a little ways in. I have seen it all because of other people, but I've never made it myself. It's too much. It's normally too much, but I'm going to try and do it for this video series. So, we'll show all of the different subtitles, and that should be good. Okay. Start new game. I'm not going to talk for a moment because the intro has a bit of talking and you should hear it, but then we can get right into the gameplay.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
Okay, so that was the intro. This game is really interesting because you know very little from the start. Basically, all you know is that your name is Daniel. And that's about it. And you have to discover the rest as you go along. Which is quite an exciting journey. And this is a horror game. There are going to be monsters here and there. We won't encounter them for a little while. Oh gosh. But when we do, it's not going to be pretty. So let's see, how do I run again? Let's see, crouch is control, shift to run, I think. Can I not run at the moment? Or is it? I can't, it's been so long I can't remember if this is running or if I can't run at the moment. I'm pressing shift. But anyway, we just picked up a tinder box. Oh, the walls are going funny. We just picked up a tinder box off the desk. Light is very important in this game. Startling events like that can make you lose your sanity. And staying in the dark or watching monsters for too long can also drain your sanity. Using lights for areas, you can keep your sanity up. And looking away from monsters. To get back your sanity, you need to complete puzzles. So the goal of this is to progress through without going insane, which it's not going to happen, and figure out where you are. Really, you don't know what you need to do yet. I don't want to spoil anything by telling anyone ahead of time. So at the moment, our goal is to find a goal. Really makes it difficult knowing what's going to happen because I don't want to give away any spoilers or any of the creepy things that are about to happen, like these walls stretching and the sounds of footsteps. The audio in this game is really good, and I can't get up. I can't control my character. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there are certain points like that. It takes away control from your character, so I couldn't do anything because I was helplessly lying on the floor. So we can have a look around here. It's kind of dark in this closet, but I think there's a tinderbox in the back here. So it's worth going to check it out. hopefully, you all can see this game is very dark, and it does not like to record very well. It usually records far too dark for viewing, so I'm probably going to have to bump that up in post-production. So bear in mind, you might not be seeing the exact same level of brightness and detail that I can see. So now they're warning us about the sanity thing. And we can go to the old archives. So yeah, it's really great that they're doing another game in the series, because they've really nailed it with this one. You're not going to get the full experience of this game when you're just watching it. I mean, it can still be terrifying to watch, but really, you've got to play this game to get a feel for what it's actually like. There's no other way you can do it. So I highly recommend that if you think this looks cool, that you go get it and try it for yourself. Have your friends try it. It's really amazing. So right now, I know I'm going to need supplies, so I'm kind of being a bit slow, going around the environment, looking for anything of use while the screen is going wobbly. I'm staying in the dark for a very long time, so I need to stop that. I think the lamp, though, should be here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Okay, so now we have the lantern. So this has a limited amount of oil, which you can see in my inventory. And just above it, you can see the tinder boxes I've collected. Currently I have 7 of them. Over here are my items, and here's the lantern. It's the only item I've got. This meter keeps track of my health. At the moment, all is good. As I get damaged, this heart is going to look more and more decimated. And here's my brain, which is going to shrivel up as I go insane. Right now, my head is pounding and my hands are shaking, so my sanity is not perfect, but it's reasonably good. And then here's a link to my journal, which I can also access through a shortcut, which has notes I've collected along the way, diary entries I've collected, and mementos, which are kind of like your quest log, telling you where you need to go and what you need to be doing. So right now there's a liquid trail on the floor. You may or may not have noticed. It was this stuff, this purple stuff. And we're following that. It's not really all that important to keep track of it, because at this point the game is fairly linear. There's not any other way I can actually go but following this trail. So I just need to keep wandering around until I find something. Ooh. Okay. So here's a cupboard that I can open. One thing about the cupboards that's very important, especially later, is that you can hide in them to escape from enemies, like so. So if there was a monster outside, I could just wait for him to lose interest and go away. But if I come out too early, then it's going to be bad. He's going to kill me. So now, we enter this room. They draw my attention to the desk, where there's a note, where there's some oil. So let's see what the note has to say.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can.
Okay. So that's his dramatic reading. I'm very used to this first part, so it's not as scary to me, but I'm extremely worried, really, because I do know that later, as soon as we get into some more difficult territory, then things aren't quite going to be so laid back. That purple flash was a sign of making progress, so that will restore some of my sanity and help me along the way. He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received the first kick in his stomach. And I didn't start reading that early enough. Sorry about that.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Behind this wall of fleshy substance, in fact. Which is tough and pliant and can't be torn by hand or tools. And no, I cannot pick the torch up, sadly. A great answer to this game would be to just burn everything down, but unfortunately they don't allow you to do that. So I can come down this main hall for some supplies. Here's a chest, some oil. Oh, I'm wasting my lamp oil. That was dumb. Oh, see, I needed to refill using some of my reserves. It's pretty bright in here right now, so I don't actually need to be wasting any lantern oil. So I'll just put it out and collect some more. Make sure my lantern is good and full. And now I can progress. Now the next thing I need to do is, I believe, I need to go to the laboratorium. The laboratory. All of Alexander's notes around here are in Latin, since he is an educated guy. A fragrant taste of rose lingered in his mouth. Turkish delights, he thought, just like the ones at the consulate in Constantinople. So on every loading screen, we get those little vignettes, I think is the word, that tell little bits of the story. Some of them are easier to figure out where they fit in than others. Alright, so here's a candle we can light with a tinderbox, so that we don't have to waste our lamp. And there's something down there in the water. But fortunately, there's this grate. Hopefully, we'll never have to go face whatever's down in the water. That would be a terrible thing to have happen. Okay, I'm reading this one. Chemical relocation. Let's see, this is Alexander. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can and move them to the wine cellar. So now Daniel's added a little memento saying that that the chemical ingredients for the acid have been moved, and he also made a note that was a hint that we could perhaps dissolve the organic tissue using the acid, which is correct. So now it's a matter of finding the ingredients.
There should be more cupric. Let me see. And one part aqua fortis.
So there's another note over here I wanted to wait till the end of the cutscene to read. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. It would be pronounced in English vitae, but in classical Latin it would be vitae. The former compounds lacked the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and opriment are a given, and the cuprite binds them as well. This time, I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis. I'm not sure what language I should be pronouncing that with. In hope it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid, and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution, and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. And then down in this little drawer, as I recall, there's a little hidden thing. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. Alright, so that's about all we can do. Oh, wait, there's a hidden secret back here. I remember that. So now that's all we can do for down in the lab. We just need to go find the ingredients and then return. So you may have noticed on the sign that pointed to the laboratory that there was another way to go, which was to the wine cellar. So we should head that way now. Oh. Or we can go follow that scream and figure out where that came from. But in all honesty, it's probably too late to do anything to help that person anyway. So, oh, wine cellar's locked and won't open without a key. So if we go to our mementos, find a key. Okay, that's our next goal. So maybe we do have to actually follow the voice. Well, we've already checked all the rooms down here. So now we get to start on the upstairs areas. This one's barred. So we really have only one option, which is to go through this door into the archives, or the tabularium. So that is what we shall do. But I am out of time for this video, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's going to get off to a bit of a slow start, especially since I already know the first part of the game pretty well. But it's going to get a lot more terrifying as soon as we start encountering some things. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.